Добрый день всем. Вот попробуем осветить продукт ZStack и, соответственно, функционал. Вебинар подразумевается инженерный, технический. У нас много слайдов, много информации. Вести вебинар будет на английском языке, поэтому предлагаю прослушать сначала презентацию вместе с демонстрацией и в конце уже произвести сессию вопросов и ответов. Не держите в себе. Опять же, если в течение презентации будут возникать вопросы, тоже пишите в чат, мы попробуем их озвучивать, особенно в перерыве, ну или во всяком случае скомпонуем и не оставим ни один вопрос без ответа. Да? То есть, соответственно, тема достаточно интересная. То есть презентовать у нас будет Джеймс. Я перейду на английский язык с вашего разрешения и продолжу дальнейшую презентацию, если нет возражений по этому поводу. Вот, соответственно, hello, James. We have got quite a big number of people here connected to start a webinar, and I want you to start to share your screen with the presentation. And James Chen, and can you introduce yourself and take a lead and start presenting what we are doing? And according to our schedule, we are having first presentation with demonstration from the ZStack portfolio, what we have got, and then we will have a session with the questions to be able to answer them. Thank you. James, do you hear?
You can hear me?
Yep, now it's good.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. So I'm James Chen. I'm the Senior Solution Architect at APG from the ZStack. So today we have take a workshop just to introduce some technology from the ZStack. So let's begin. The first is some fundamentals of the ZStack. The first thing, I think most of you have been very familiar with the virtualization solutions. So in our virtualization, this as the picture shows is a typical virtualization solutions. We have computer nodes, and we can integrate with the FC or the IP side storage, or also we can integrate with the distributed storage. And the compute node can provide this compute resources, and then the storage can provide the storage resources as a virtual machine. And for the core functions for the virtualization solutions, the first is the resource pooling. So we use the virtualization resources. Pulling the physical servers as the virtualization resources pool, and then we can scheduling the resources automatically to create and use the resources and improve the resources utilizations. So this is a virtualization solution we're familiar with. And what's more is why I mentioned the virtualization, because ZStack is cloud solutions. For the virtualization solutions, the deliver mode is deliver the virtual machine directly to the customer or the end user. And for the cloud, like the public cloud, like Google, the Google Cloud or Azure or the AWS, the difference is they provide the resource, not virtual machine. So for the first difference between the virtualization and the cloud is first, in the cloud we can do the multi-region management. For example, so in cloud, maybe we have a different data center. Maybe one data center is in the Beijing, and the one is in Moscow, and another maybe in the Melbourne. And so this cloud platform can manage the different regions of the data center. And second characteristic is cloud can do the multi-platform management. So, which means maybe we have a different data center, and one data center we use the VMware, and another we use the ZStack or the OpenStack. So a cloud platform which can manage a different platform. And last is the multi-tenant. So this is a very core features of the for a cloud platform, that it support the multi-tenants, and each of the tenants have their own VDC environment, and all the resources is isolated. And then to the tenants portal, they can do the service catalog, and also the billing, and the billing, and then and the monitoring, and another features. So for the cloud-based solutions, so for the bottom, we also see this infrastructure. It's virtualization infrastructure, and in the middle, and we also use the virtualization to the resources polling, and to provide some features like the VMWare and the hot migration and snapshot and clone. But in the top, the cloud will support the multi-regions, and multi-platform management, and multi-tenants, and the service catalog, and also the billings. So this is some main difference between the virtualization and the cloud. So the first thing is multi-talent management. So we all know maybe we have experience to use some public cloud like the AWS. So when we log in to our AWS as an account or as a user, so actually we are talents in the AWS of the public cloud. And when we log into our own portal, we have our own resources, including the networking or the computer resources. We can create our own IT infrastructure that is based on the resources, and also we have a different pricing model for different talents. The most important for talent is resource isolation and different pricing model. But the challenging for the cloud platform to management is, as an administrator, you cannot manage the whole platform because when you have a lot of branches and a lot of regions or the data center in your cloud platform, you can be manage all the resources by one administrator. So another important concept in cloud platform is we have a global administrator, and you can monitor all the resources globally. And I will also can create a different regional administrator or the sub administrator, or even just a pure monitoring or the audit account to monitor the whole platform. And then it's another functions for cloud platform is you can manage a different technology or the platform. For ZStack, we can manage a different private and the public cloud. For private cloud, we can manage the Huawei private cloud and the VMware vCenter. And for the public cloud, we can manage the Ali cloud and also the AWS because it's trend, and a lot of customers they are moved to the multi-cloud. They are trying to avoid vendor lock-in, and sometimes because their business must use the hypercloud for some security or the compliance issues. But it is also brings a lot of challenge for them. That is, when you have use different private or public cloud, but it bring a lot of huge challenge for your administrator. You must monitoring the operation all different products. But for cloud management platform, you can use one product to monitoring all the differences private or public cloud. Another scenario is for some service management service provider. Maybe they provide private cloud solutions and public cloud solutions to different customer, and they also can use the CMP to integrate all the resources in the one platform and do some service log and create different VDC based on the different across the different resources, and do the billing for the customer. So we move to ZStack. So when we create ZStack Cloud at the beginning, we promoted this we call this 4S standards. I think a lot of you guys have experience to use the OpenStack. I actually I'm a very early user of the OpenStack, but we all know to use OpenStack is very painful because it's not easy. So the first things we created this stack, we must be simple. So for this stack, it's very easy to deployment. You just need an engineer have a basic Unix instrumental experience. You can install this stack, and for this stack is very easy to maintain it. So for this stack, we are very simple. We are simple to deployment. We can download, complete the installation and deployment within 30 minutes. And we only need one host to set up a minimum POC environment, and only need one technician that you have to maintain the whole platform, and also upgrade this stack is very easy. The second feature of this stack is scalable. For scalable, which means is we can unify the manager on various resources and provide the one-demand delivery. And before the faculty group asked me a lot of questions that maybe in the future when we replace the VMWare, can we use our all the facilities? The answer is yes. We can support a range of hardware. We have very good hardware capabilities, and also we provide standard HTTP APIs, and also can integrate with PaaS CMPs and PaaS or another solutions. And for our one management node, we can manage more than 10,000 computer. 10,000 computer nodes. I think only ZStack can support this scale of the physical hosts. Even the OpenStack, they only can manage to 2,000 hosts, and then it's strong. So we can see our products have the best performance among all the private virtualization or private cloud products. We have data to prove that. So you can see to create 10,000 virtual machine, we only need to 23 minutes. And lastly is the smart. Smart means it's first is we provide some version or the smart guide in our products to guide you how to use our products. And other things is we support seamless upgradation and the one-click upgrade. I think the to upgrade is very important for products. nowadays we have a lot of vulnerabilities and vulnerabilities. So to upgrade capability of software update is very important. And other features for this stack is whatever the status of our management node, even our management node is totally lost or the failure, it will not affect any running servers. So I think it's a very friendly for our support team. So then we talk about OpenStack. This is architect for OpenStack. So for OpenStack, one of the feature for them is they use the micro servers. So we can see in OpenStack, they use the Gallins to provide the image servers, and they use the Nova to provide the computer servers, and also use the Keystone to do the authentications, and so on. The problem for the OpenStack is when we also for the microservices, when the service is too huge or too big, it brings a lot of issues, and make your whole platform very slow and very hard to do the operation and the maintenance. So to use the OpenStack is actually a nightmare for all the engineers. So when we create this stack, so for this stack we have our own architect. We are not we develop our own architect. We are not based on any third part of the open source solutions. So when we build our own architect, we bring create some features. The first we call the for asynchronous architect. Because in this stack, we use the HTTP as the message queue. Because in OpenStack, it use the RabbitMQ. The problem for the we use the RabbitMQ is it cannot, because in cloud to create a virtual machine, you must schedule in the resource from the compute and the network and the storage and all the different resources. But the RabbitMQ cannot take over that much pressures. But we use the HTTP to deal with these issues. And second feature we bring to our architect, we call the stateless service architect. Because in our ICE software, when we have a lot of physical houses, and this is one problem is any resources we need to have a UUID. And when you need to manage all the different UUID and the resources across all the physical houses, it become a huge request for all the platform. So we bring this stateless service architect to deal with this issue. Another features we bring in, we call the lock-free architect. We all know we have experiences in OpenStack is when we create a lot of virtual machines in OpenStack, and some of this virtual machine were failed to create because the performance issues for the RabbitMQ, some of the queue we are stacked and the low response. And sometimes you need to restart the MySQL or the RabbitMQ to deal with this issue, because this is due to the all the resources must have a one queue. Every response, every API have a response, then you can go into the next queue. So we bring this lock-free architect to to deal with this issue that allows this stack, or this is why this stack have that good that could have a best performance above all the virtualization or the private cloud platform. So this is just an introduction for our basic technical foundation of ZStack. And now we move to the ZStack planning. First is hardware selection. And for ZStack, we have a very good capacity for the hardware, and also have very low requirements, very low minimum requirements for the hardware. So for the server, you can use any vendors, and also for the CPU, we support Intel and AMD, and also in China we have our own x86 architect the CPU, and also we support the ARM CPU. And for the minimum requirements for the CPU is 4 cores, also the 8 threads. For the RAM, at least I have 8G memory, and for the network card, we support for the standard Ethernet card, and also we support the FC network and another network card. And for the RAID, we must for the operating system, we recommend use the RAID 1 and also the JBoard. And for the STD and STD, we must support all the STD and STD, but for the SDS solutions, when we do the caching, we recommend use this 3D WPD STD for better lifespans. And for the ZStack also to support the GPU, and we supported the GPU directly pass through, and also we supported the vGPU. And the other card, for example, other oscillation card, we also supported it pass through. And for the new build environment, basically there's no issues to use some new hardware, but because our solution is based on the Unix, and maybe some of the latest RAID card controller will not be support. In that case, you need to manually to install the RAID card, and we also will integrate the latest RAID card controller drivers. And then then is reuse your older facilities. Just do some adjustment based on our recommendations. And so first for the CPU, so we support a lot of range of different model. Most all the x86 or the ARM CPU we supported. And for the most important is on the BIOS. You must open the virtualization technology on the BIOS. And for the other card like the GPU or the TPU, for GPU we support the GPU directly pass through, and also the vGPU for the AMD and the AMD. Then is storage, and for ZStack we can integrate a lot of different storages. The first is local storage, which means it uses the host the local drive to provide the storage to the virtual machine or the volumes. And then is NFS. We can integrate with the standard NFS protocol. And then is we call Shaman point. In this mode, we can integrate some third-party SDS solutions like the Moose FS, Gluster FS, OCFS, and the GFS. And also we have our own SIF. Or we all know SIF. Maybe it's the best SDS products. And ZStack provide our own safe solutions. We do some enhancement for the safe, and also we support the community vision of safe. And for the SAN storage, we can mount it as a share block, and we support the FC sign and the IP sign. Your SAN storage can provide a standard IP sign or the FC or the SSL or the SCSI protocol. Then we can integrate, we can mount a public cloud storage to ZStack as our primary storage. We support Ali Cloud, NAS, and which is Ali distributed file storage, and Ali EBS is Ali Cloud distributed block storage. And then in ZStack, we support mount different type of the storage in one cluster. For example, we can mount one local storage and mount a safe in ZStack, and you can migrate your virtual machine from the local storage to the safe. And for recommendation, we recommend the SAN and the safe, because most of our customers use SAN and safe, and only have few cases for the other type of the storages. And for some precautions, in the distributed storage, MAM node must be SD, and the planning SSD cache, and the 10G network is must. And for the share mount point, the file system must be the wideness of the labyrinth. And for the NVFS, is always be attention for the permission in the Unix. Then it's the network. So for ZStack, we support because we based on the Unix, we have a very good support for the network card. So we can support the standard Ethernet network, and also we support tapped network, and also we support the smart network card, and also the SRLV and the PCIe pass-through, and we support the IBM network. And then it's some network planning. So when we talk about the talent isolation, one of the isolation is network isolation. In ZStack, we use the VLAN and the VXLAN to isolate the network between different talents. I think most of us are familiar with VLAN, but and for VXLAN, we support two VXLAN methods. One is hardware VXLAN, which means you need physical switches to support the VXLAN protocol to do the VTAP tag. And another method we call software soft VXLAN, which means the VXLAN is supported by the Unix bridge. And then is trunk. Well, know the trunk is technology allows the different VLAN community different network. So in ZStack, we also to use the trunk to carry the different isolated local area network. And then is bound. So in this stack, we provide two bound methods. First is Unix bound mode 1. So it's actually is an active backup model, which means only one NIC is in use once the active is failure and is shifted to the backup. And we recommend to use the backup mode 4, which is the RSAP is in a load balanced network for the two NIC. But for the band mode 4, you also need to configure the RSAP protocol or the link aggregation on the switch side. But for the band mode 1, you don't need to do any configuration on the uplink switches. Then it's Unix bridge. In ZStack, we use the layer 2 technology to bridge the physical network with the virtual machine. So firstly, it's Unix bridge because Unix bridge is more stable. And another is OVS, open with switches, because for open with switches it support another advanced features like the open flow or the SDN. So the logical for the Unix bridge is we have for example we have a VLAN on the switch side and they connect to the physical host, the Ethernet, and there is a Unix bridge, and it bridge to the each virtual machine, and then later the virtual machine can communicate with each other or to other outside. Then is the network types on the ZStack. So in ZStack we have this type of the network. The first is management network. So for management network, we recommend plan a dedicated management network, because management network in ZStack it used to send some instructions to different computer node, and also it will also carry some heartbeats traffic. So it's important to plan a dedicated management network, and also can bring a better security for your architect. And then is we call the business network. Business network is used to carry the the network traffic between the virtual machine. And then is storage network. And storage network is used to carry the storage data between the maybe the storage node to the computer node. It can be connected to IP side or the FC side, which means it can be IP network, and also it can be distributed storage. And there is an example for we are a traditional architect is use the IP side. So here we have IP side here, and there is some controller, and then here is FC switches. Then maybe we have a HBI card in our computer node. So this is our computer is a storage network, and to the uplink. So we have computer switches to connect to the computer node, and maybe we use the LACP band to do the failover and connect to our computer node. And there is other service switches to carry our business network for the virtual machine, and maybe there is another computer node or the connect to the internet. So this is example for the network scenarios. And for ZStack, we have this storage architect. First, we call the local storage. For the local storage, which is to use the physical host, the local driver, to provide this capacity for the virtual machine. And also the data is protected by the read technology. So in most of the cases, we maybe use the read 5 or 6 or the read 10 to do the data protection. But the problem for the local storage because it did not adapt a shared storage between the different computer nodes. It did not support the virtual machine live migration, which is the remotion in the ZStack. Which means that if one of the physical host is failure, the virtual machine would not automatically to migrate to another physical host because it's not adapted a shared storage. And but for local storage, the advantage for the local storage is because it's cheap. is cheap, because we all know the SAN storage is very expensive. And for the typical scenarios is just for some software development, test environment, and you already have a distributed features in the application level, like you have adopted Kubernetes or the Mexico cluster, and also for the VDI we can use the local storage. And then is not NAS storage. So we support the NAS as the NFS or the share mount point to mount to ZStack. But for the NAS storage, we need to plan a dedicated storage network to integrate, to connect with the computer node. So this is only difference with local storage. But in this scenario, because we have shared storage, so it supports the VMHA, but there is NIC bulletin for the storage. One NAS only can mount to maybe 8 to 10 computer node. For the scenarios, it can use to some traditional applications and tied application data and SA insurance. Then is SAN storage. So for the SAN storage, it's pretty similar with the NAS storage, but SAN can bring a better, much better performance than the NAS. Also for the SAN, it also need to plan a dedicated network. It can be IP SAN, also we can use the Ethernet network, but for FC time we can use IP network, and also it can support VMHA, and because SAN storage have better performance, so it can it can run some high performance applications like the database, and it also have an IO NIC point on one SAN storage, only can mount to 8 to 10 nodes. So which means if your cluster is more than 8 or 10 nodes, you must consider to mount add another SAN storage. So for the NAS or SAN, it will maybe not shoot for some large scale cloud platform. So this is why we have a distributed storage. So distributed storage is a native storage solutions for large scale cloud solutions, because for distributed storage, it can very easily to scale out. There is no a NIC bulletin for the IO performance. So in ZStack, we support distributed storage by two. Actually, it's the three methods. First is for safe. We can directly mount the safe mount to ZStack as the object storage, and the second method is we can mount a share mount point as to ZStack as a last storage solution. And another method is for some distributed solution like the vSAN. It can provide iSCSI, standard iSCSI protocol. So we also can mount a distributed storage by using iSCSI protocol, and it also will support the VMHA, and it's definitely the best choice for some large scale scenarios. So then we move to the ZStack quick start. So how to install ZStack? So just I mentioned that install ZStack is very easy. So first things you just can go to our English website, ZStack-cloud.com, and download our our products ISO, just like download Linux operating system. And also we provide some tutorials in our, you can easily find in the help and the support in the tutorials, and download this quick installation and use it tutorial. Of course you need to sign up an account for ZStack to download these materials. And also we prepare video tutorials on the YouTube. You can go to the Google, search how to install ZStack. And in the second one, the first one is provided by one of the partners. So in the second one, you can watch the videos and learn how to install ZStack. So before you install ZStack, you must have a minimum hardware environment. So for the minimum requirements, it's very simple. So you only need 4-core CPUs, 8GB memories, and 40G capacity, and 1G network. But this is only for some lab experience. This environment allows you even can install this stack in some hardware, just like your laptop. And for the production environment, we suggest at least have 140 cores CPUs and maybe 250G memories and 2 TB capacity. It can be 1 TB HDD and do the read one, and I have a 10G network too. And also this is for the production environment. So our installation ISO actually is based on the CentOS 7.6. We all know the CentOS is end of the life very soon, maybe in the next year, I think. In the future, we are moved to the Ali OS. It actually is another distribution based on the Red Hat. So don't worry about this CentOS. We are end of life. We will provide a solution to allow our customer to migrate latest Linux. So our ISO is based on the CentOS, and we provide a TUI, and also we integrate all the packages in the ISO, and we integrate a script and also allow it automatically to install the ZStack at the beginning. But for the installation mode, we have these 4 modes. First is we call the ZStack Enterprise Management node. So this mode is used to install ZStack management service. So when you choose this mode, ZStack will automatically to install all the ZStack managing servers when the operating system reboot. And then is second is we call the ZStack Community Management node. Because we are open sourced, so we have 2 visions. First is enterprise visions. Second is community visions. For community visions, it's free, but it would not support some advanced features like the VMWare or the smart network card. But it will not have any limits for the computing nodes. So if you choose the community managed node, it will install management servers with the community vision. And third is ZStack compute node. So if you choose this mode, and it will not install the ZStack management servers, and it will install the other computer package like the KVM or the network modules. Next is we call the export mode. For the X mode, it would not install any packet when the operation system is reboot. you need to manually install all the ZStack servers. For another scenarios, because we have another nodes like a bare metal gateway and also the backup node. You also can choose the export mode, because for this mode it would not install any extra extra packages. So let me do a demo to how to install ZStack. So I prepare an environment. So this environment is based on my old laptop. So you can imagine how easy to install ZStack. So I will do a nested virtualization method to install ZStack. So here, let me create a virtual machine. So we call the ZStack demo. And we choose the offering. So the minimum requirements is 8 threads and 8 Gs. So we choose we call it Gs. Also, you can do this operation in your own environment, but it must support nest virtualization, also the VMX technology. So we choose the ZStack image. I downloaded in this image previously, and also this offering. I choose the 4G. And then is the network. I use my public network. Okay. So you open the console. So you can see the whole environment, just like the install Linux. So even an engineer they have some basic knowledge to install Linux. They can install ZStack. So just hold on. So first thing is by default the time zone is Shanghai, because Shanghai is our HQ. So we can choose to some place in Russia. Okay. So then the language, you can change your language to Russia, but there we use the English. And most important, we choose the ZStack management, enterprise management node here. And when you want to install another node, you can choose the computer node. So for the disk, we choose this disk and do the automation for partition. And for the network, you can automatically configure the network, or also can manually configure the network and change the host name. We call ZStack MN, apply, and then begin to install and give a password. This is Unix root password. So for ZStack, we gave all the permission from our customer, including the root password and all the root permission to our customer. Not like some products, maybe they would not give the root permission to a customer. So many customers maybe have some concerns about this security issues. What we can see is, because ZStack first, our source code is open sourced. You can find our source code on the GitHub and build your own, and use the source code to build your own ZStack environment. And then we, based on the Unix, and we give the root password to our customer. So there is no secret in ZStack. So also there is no, I think there's no any security concerns for our customer. So ZStack will automatically to install the Linux, and when it's reboot, it also will automatically to install the ZStack management service. So during the period, we continue our slides. Okay, so we go to the ZStack solution and go back the installation later because it will take some time. So then we go to the ZStack solutions. So for ZStack, our products called ZStack Cloud. So for ZStack Cloud, we have these 4 editions. First, we call ZStack Basic, and it only have some features to support some virtualization scenarios. And then the second version we call Standard. So it have some basic features and also bring some SDN features. And the third edition we call Enterprise. So it can use to do some cloud. And last, we call Enterprise Enhanced. It can do some cloud and also do some mutual talent management scenarios. So for to check more details to compare the different features difference, you can go to our website, and in our website there is a page we call the edition comparison. So you can check the more details in that page. And then we have some add-on modules because obviously for some customer, they don't know, they only want to some features they want, and they would or do not want to buy give extra money to buy this feature they do want. So we also provide some other models. So for the first models we call enterprise management. For the enterprise management is used to do the it's a role-based talents management model. So in that model, you can do talents management and do some servers, and also for more dedicated bidding. And the second model we call the hybrid cloud management. It's a native hybrid cloud features with the Alibaba cloud, and it allows you to manage the Ali cloud ECS instance in ZStack portal. And then we provide 2 bare metal modules. First is bare metal management, and then is elastic bare metal management. And in the future, maybe these 2 features will migrate in one. So for ZStack bare metal management, it can take over the existing bare metal. For example, for some bare metal, they cannot move to virtualization like the Oracle database, but we also need to unify to manage this bare metal. So you can use the ZStack to take over the bare metal, and then we also can create can take over a new bare metal, and later the customer use and we can deliver the bare metal elastic bare metal instance just like deliver the virtual machine. And ZStack we inbuild backup solutions. We all know in VMware maybe we have a Vim to do the backup. But Vim is a third-party products, and in ZStack we have inbuilt backup solutions, and first is a backup service. It can back up the virtual machine, the image, and backup this data into a local backup storage or a remote backup storage, even to the public cloud. And also we can provide the CDP modules. We all know nowadays is not our ransom software, and when you but for the CDP, it can protect this virtual machine and recover this virtual machine in any point of the time, and also it can recover the file from the protection time. And also we have this migration servers to allows you to migrate the ESX virtual machine or the KVM virtual machine to ZStack. And last is the VM management. So to this model, we can use it to migrate the existing vCenter. So this is some solutions based on the ZStack. So first is the most basic scenarios is the virtualization. So you can just use the ZStack the basic edition to provide the virtual machine. And then is some more advanced scenarios like the ICE or the HCI or the storage as servers and the load balance as servers and the VCPE. So in these scenarios, you can buy ZStack Enterprise Edition. It includes the virtualization, SDN solutions, and by enterprise management model, and by ZStack SDS solutions to provide the ICE solution. And then it's platform as a service. So in the same is you can use the enterprise edition and enterprise management models. And also we have a product called ZStack Edge, which can provide a container as a service. It actually is based on the Kubernetes, but we enhanced the Kubernetes and integrate with some other features and make it more easily to deployment and manage, also the operation and maintenance. Also, if you do not want to use the ZStack Edge, also we support integrates some third-party PaaS platform like Launcher or the Gardener. Then it's machine learning as a service. So in ZStack, we support this GPU pass-through or the vGPUs, and for some also we can use the Elastic bare metal to manage the bare metal directly to provide high performance servers. Then it's bare metal as a service. So in this scenario, so we just use the enterprise edition and by enterprise management and Elastic bare metal. Then it's security as a service. But for ZStack, we only provide two security features. One is we inbuild a stateless firewall. And the other features is a security group. We only provide these two security feature. But if you want to use some virtual firewall or the virtual IDS or the IPS, you must integrate with some third-party solution like the Fortinet or the Juniper, or even some open source solutions like the OpenSense, yes. And also ZStack we have a disaster recovery as service and active data center. In this scenario, you need to buy our backup module and the CDP module. So this is some details for the active data center solutions. So first of all, so for ZStack active data center, we don't need to ask a customer to purchase any extra license. You know, for some production, if you want to use in the active data center solutions, must buy some extra features. In ZStack, because we support this multi-region multi-zone management, so you can bring just think this two data center. You can put this two data center into two zones, and the key for this precaution for this solution is it must have very good layer 2 network connections. It must be a dedicated fiber line, and have shared storage across the two data center. It can be an SDS or SAN, which means the SAN must have a replication features. We all know the Huawei, like the Huawei Ocean Store, they have the SAN replication across the different across the two data center, and also you can mount Ali public cloud storage across the two data center. So once we have a shared storage, ZStack inbuilt across we call the cross cluster HA features, which means you just put this two resource port into two cluster. Once one cluster maybe is failure, it will automatically to this virtual machine will automatically migrate to another cluster. And in the application level, maybe you need to bring a global DNS load balance, and also because this stack support the VXLAN, so it also can allow you to migrate this virtual machine to another data center with the same IP address. And then it's facility reuse. We'll know in the future, maybe we have a lot of cases to migrate the VMware to ZStack. So in that scenario, so first things you can need to buy a VMware management module, and also the way-to-way modules to take over the vCenter and migrate the ECS instance to ZStack. And also you can use the bare metal servers to take over some physical hosts, and also to adopt the ECS enterprise edition. Then is desktop as the service. So in this stack, we have VDI products. We call this stack. Sorry, this is a mistake. So we call ZStack X view. ZStack X view. So we have a VDI products, and it's a virtual machine deployed in this stack, and it can very easily to deploy in the ZStack and provide some provide VDI solutions. And for the same client, it supports x86 and also the ARM, and also it can provide a client in the Windows and the Unix, also the Android. So this desktop as service, and last then is high performance computing. So we can do some GPU or the PCI pass-through, and also we support the SR-LV. We can use the bare metal to deliver physical resources to the end customer. Then it's a multi-cloud management. So in this solutions, we use the other products called ZStack CMP to manage the different private cloud, including the different ZStack environment, and the other cloud platform we call ZStack Mini and VMware, Huawei. And for the public cloud, we can manage AWS, Alibaba, and the Huawei public cloud. So this is our solutions. So just let's go back. I think the installation is maybe it's ready. So I'm going to reconnect this console. Oh, let's log in. Okay, maybe I'm forgetting. So we can check the ZStack city air status. So we can see the ZStack management service is already automatically installed. So you can find that to install this stack is very, very easy. So let's go to the portal. So once the environment has been installed, so the default password is login username is admin, password is password. So when you first log in, so we provide a wizard to let you very easily to start up your ZStack environment. So first thing is create a zone. So next we can create a cluster, and for hypervisor, we support the KVM, and this is another hypervisor built in the other CPU architect. So we for the KVM we support x86, and we also support Arch and the MIPS. And for the network isolation is used for the SIOV. Then we add a host here. So we just add my local host as the computer node, and give the root password. So it will take aware in the ZStack will automatically to send this compute package to the computer node. So in ZStack we use assembly to do the automation. So we use assembly to manage all the software packages. And sorry, here you can we provide some messages here, so you can when you do some operations, you can all the warnings, you can check all the message here, and you also can check the operation history and also the current task, what's going on here. Also, we have a help center here. So if you have any questions, you can open the help center, and all the ZStack menu is inbuilt in our platform. So you can very easily to find some guide in the help center. Also, you can search some features in this search bar. For example, search the features, or also we provide also the documentation here. Oh, okay. So when the host is computer is added, next we add the backup storage. So for the backup storage, is used to have two features. First, features is to install the virtual machine template or the ISO images. Other features is to install the virtual machine backup data. So I also use my local host as the backup storage. But in real production, we suggest a dedicated backup storage, of course. And I add my password. Next is private storage. So for the private storage, because as you can see, we support local storage, NFS, and sharp mount point as the NAS or the SIF. So here I use local storage. Then we create an instance offering, for example, 1Q1, 1G, and also we support some QoS for the offering. Next, we inbuild a test image in our platform, so we just make everything as a default. Maybe just change the name. Then we create a layer 2 network. So for the layer 2 network, it's a nickname in the ZStack. For the layer 2 network, so we support this VLAN and the VXLAN. And for the switches, we support this Linux bridge and the OVS. So in this, because it's all-in-one environment, I use the no VLAN. And for the NIC name, so because I only have one NIC in my virtual machine, I use the ETH0. So then next we create a layer 3 network. So for the layer 3 network, maybe I just use the CITR as a and maybe leave this gateway and use Google Cloud as a DNS. Okay, so let's done. So this just most finished this environment setup. So let's try to create a virtual machine, maybe just for test. And the test choose the offering and the snack image, and choose our network we just create. And okay. Okay, so you can open the console to check out. Okay, you can find this test virtual machine has been created. So this is all for the ZStack installation. So you found this very easy, right? And next we go just go through some features in ZStack to this demo. So when you choose this enterprise version, so you can find this license management. It is trial version. For trial version, it only can allow you to add one physical host. If you want to add more hosts in enterprise version, you can of course you can buy a license from ZStack, and also you can download this rescue key and send it to us, and apply some trial license. We can give you a 3 months 4 futures trial license. Okay, so let us just leave this environment. We have a official demo environment. Sorry, not this one, not this one. Okay, so this environment is in our HQ. So we have 2 hosts in this environment. So when you just log out, okay, so this is a portal to log in ZStack. So we have 2 login methods. One is account login, is used for the administrator. So different maybe different level of the administrator. Just I mentioned, maybe we have a global administrator or the sub regions administrator. So this is used for the administrator login. And also we have a part login. So we have ZStack talent, and also you can integrate with the third-party AD or LDP user login. So let's log in as an administrator. So when you log in, there is our dashboard. So in this dashboard, you can check all the information for your current zone. So you can change the different zone here, also here, and also you can customize your dashboard here. And also we have provided another very cool monitoring dashboard, and here. So for this dashboard, also you can briefly to check all the information for your current platform. And so this is dashboard, and here is the button here. You can find all the features as ZStack, and also you can very quickly to find this features by this search bar or the documentation, search from some documentations. And then we go to the resources center. So for the resource center, the first is we call the resource pool. So for this resource pool, you can manage all the virtualized resources, including the VM instance, volumes, the VM template, and install offering, this offering, the GPU, a physical GPU or the virtual GPU, and we also have an auto scanning group. So for ZStack, we support the virtual machine automatically scale out and scale in by creating auto scanning group, and also provide a load balance service for your servers. And also you can manage your snapshot and affinity group and the resource center, and then go to the hardware. So in this stack, the top logical is Zoom, and then is cluster. So then in the cluster, we support ARM and the x86, and then is the host, is your physical host, and also you can check the physical host status here. I think one of the most advantage for the ZStack is we can unify to monitor all your resources in the one platform, including your infrastructures, your network, your storage, also all the virtual machine status. Then is storage. So for the storage, we support the local NFS, Shamon Pound, Safe, share block. Also is the IP SAN storage and the RD public cloud. And you can manage your backup storage here. And also you can manage your iSCSI storage and the FC storage here. Then is network resources. So for network resources, we have you can manage your layer 2 network in the VX9 pool, and in our layer 3 network modules, we have a public network is used for the network have internet access, and the flat network just like the host network in the VMWare, and also the VPC network just like the VPC network in the public cloud. And in ZStack, we support the VPC router. It actually is a virtual root in ZStack. And you can upload we have a VPC image. You can download it from our website, and we have a load balance, with router, and also you can create a VPC HA group. And also we support the SDN controller, but now we only support the HSense's SDN controller. And also we have a you can plan a dedicated managed network, and also we support the flow network. For the network servers, we provide a security group. It's a basic security features, and we have a VIP. VIP is used to the load balance, and the EIP is elastic IP for the VPC network structures, and we support the port forwarding and the load balance for the different virtual machine, and we provide stateless firewall. And also we have IPsec. We support IPsec tunnel, and you can use the IPsec tunnel to connect different ZStack cluster. Also, you can use the IPsec tunnel to connect different public cloud to form as the hybrid cloud solutions. And also we can support the OSPF for all the static routes between your physical router, and also we support the NetFlow or the pod monitoring to do some network troubleshooting. Then it's a CloudForm, and CloudForm is very useful when you want to create some resources stacks. For example, for some scenarios, for example, you have some web portal, maybe 2 web portal, and link to a load balance, and also you have a database cluster in the back end, so you can very easily to create this this resource stack by our cloud platform, by this GUI disaster. We also support the use the template, use CLI to create resource stacks. And also we provide some simple template here. And then it's bare metal management. So we can, in this elastic bare metal, you can deliver. We have two methods. One is take over your existing bare metal or deliver elastic bare metal just like virtual machines. Then it's a vCenter, so we can take over the vCenter, and then here and do some operation for the vCenter virtual machines, and also you can manage the cloud ECS instance. And then it's our monitoring features, so you can monitoring the network features. And also you can we provide performance, smart performance analysis to monitoring or to give a suggestion in the what resources occupy most of ZStack, or most of the resources in your environment. And also we have a capacity management to check the status of your capacity, and we will provide a warning that if your capacity reach maybe 60% or 70%. And also we have alarms. You can create an alarm for the VM instance or the physical resources in the monitoring infrastructures or the virtual machines. And we provide a very rich numerical items. So which means you don't need to integrate a third-party monitoring tools. And we also provide some template to create alarms. And also we have a resource group to very easy to manage your alarms. And also we support to send this alarm to a third part and like the email, SMS, HTTP or the Microsoft Teams. Then it's operation management. So the first model is we call the enterprise management. It's a role-based talent management module. So we can create a different organization or the sub organization and isolate some users to this group and do some talent service. Then it's a billing management. So for ZStack, we also support the billing for the department and the sub account. For our billing, we support the CPU, memory, or volume, GPU, network, and also the elastic bare metal. And then it's access control. It's used to do some API integration and automation. And in the last we have application centers, so it can use to allows you to do some RDS servers to the different talents. So next is settings. So for ZStack, so in the settings, you can create some sub account for some sub administrator, and also we can change our themes, and you can upload your own logo, change your logo in the ZStack, and also we can add your email servers as the monitoring node, or also the logo server. And also you can tone the ZStack settings. For example, you can change the overcommit the setting in ZStack. And also we provide some template to tone the ZStack settings. So this is basically most all for the ZStack ZStack cloud features. So the next week go to the VMware V2V. Okay, with VMware V2V. So for for the VMware V3, so we must have these modules. So first is we have ZStack Enterprise Editions. Second, we need to buy these two modules. First is VM management modules. It's used to take over your existing vCenter environment. Then you need to buy our migration modules. So for the VMware management management modules, it's actually you can provide the ability to take over the vCenter. And for migration, our migration service is no limits for the migration virtual machine. You know, a lot of migration tools, they have limits for how many virtual machines they can migrate. But for ZStack, we have these limits. And the thing is the network planning. So for the planning, network is very important. So for example, this is our source vCenter environment. So for your source environment, first there is a vCenter management network, and it can use to allows you to access your vCenter, and also there is storage integrates with the VMware. And the first thing is you must make sure this vCenter network can connect to ZStack management node. So ZStack then it allows the ZStack management node to take over this vCenter environment. And the second thing is you need to mount the this vCenter storage to the ZStack migrate network, and mount this migrate network to ZStack compute node and covered node. So in ZStack migration solutions, we have this three components. So first is your ZStack management node. It is a physical node, and the second is a convert node. It used to convert the EXI virtual machine disk as the KVM virtual machine disk. Normally, the convert node is one of your computer node. And another is we call this a compute node. So the virtual machine is finally we're running on the computer node. And so you must make sure the migration network is mounted to the first is the VMware source storage, and the convert node and compute node. And then this convert node and compute node have mounted to the ZStack storage network. So this is network planning. So finally, so first this ZStack first is where take over the vCenter. Then this stack management will conduct this migration to the vCenter, and migrate the EXI virtual machine from the VMware storage to ZStack converter node through this migrate network, and do the image conversion in this converter node. Then migrate to ZStack compute node and boot this virtual machine on the ZStack storage. So this is logical for the ZStack migration. And so for some preconditions, the first thing is ZStack migration support this vCenter 5 to 7, and it must have the same version with the EXXI. And then for the source operating system, we support most Unix after 4. For example, the CentOS 4.4, and SUSE 11 and after, and Ubuntu 12, and Windows 7 and 2003 and after. And for the primary storage in the ZStack, it should be the local storage and various shared block and the SIF. And for the ZStack V2V, we only support offline migration, which means the source virtual machine will be shut down. And but if you want to leave migration, ZStack also provide a leave migration service for our customer. But this operations is done by ZStack engineer. I think most 95 scenarios is offline migration. Only very few cases need a live migration. And yes, and then is some cautions. So first, ZStack support multiple V2V jobs. So we support up to 50 migration jobs once. And then during the migration, the VMWare virtual machine will automatically be shut down. So during the migration, do not manually power on the source virtual machine. Also, do not restart the V2V conversion host. And also the data volume symbol may be changed after migration. And also you need to manually adjust in the Windows driver management tools. So when you do the migration, the first step is check the source configurations. So first thing is uninstall the VM tools in the source VMs. And second, if the Windows servers is have the sleep mode, you need to turn off the sleep mode by the CMD commanders. Third is turn off the file compression on the Windows VMs. And another thing is if a VM have attached more than one additional volumes, you must change the volume mode as the dependent mode. The second step is in ZStack, you need to add vCenter in ZStack. When you so add vCenter is very easy. Just give the vCenter domain name and username and also the password. We support HTTPS and the HTTP. And then when you added this vCenter, just click this singularized data. So it's very important to synchronize the vCenter information to ZStack. And the step 3 is add the converged host. So in ZStack, just select select one of the ZStack compute nodes. And the second is input a cache path. So the cache path is used to store the converged image RAM disks. And also, if you plan a migration network, we suggest to plan a migration network to improve the efficiency. If you do not plan a migration network by default, it will use the ZStack management network. And also you can set the RQS. And for the minimum for the conversion network, it shows as below. Step 3 is choose source VM. So you can create a job name and the source path with VMware and choose the conversion host and select a source cluster in vCenter and select a virtual machine and up to 15 virtual machines. And then is at the destination cluster. So you can choose the ZStack destination cluster and the ZStack primary storage. And by default, this compression mode is enabled. It can improve the efficiency. Then is at the destination network. So there you can choose the destination ZStack network. Then you can configure the virtual machine NIC. So you can first you can choose the start VM after migration, And also you can choose the use the source, the MAC, and the IP address to make the IP information same with the source platform. And also for the you can choose the ZStack destination network information. And also you can manually configure the IP address and the MAC address. So next is then when all the information is reviewed, is configured, you can review the information. When the VM instance is migrated to ZStack, the first things we suggested to do is install the Git tools to these virtual machines. So for the path is go to the resource pool VM instance and create a VM instance name and the overview, the configure information, and this installation tools. And just click this little button, and this ZStack will automatically to mount this Git 2 ISO to the virtual machine, just like the VMware. So that in the Git 2, it contains this components. The first is some drivers for the KVM. So it allows this virtual machine have the best performance based on the KVM. Second is it is some performance enhanced tools can improve this virtual machine's performance. Next is VM internal monitor agents. It allows the ZStack to obtain some information inside of the virtual machine. So so the windows on the KVM, if it have two methods. First is we call it virtual. It's a native. It's a type 1 virtual machine in KVM. It needs to install this this virtual drive, also the KVM drives in the Windows. So it can give you a 1950% performance of the bare metal. Another method is mod is QEMU, which means you did not install this drive for the Windows. It's a type 2 virtual machine. It only have a 90% of the bare metal performance. But for Linux, because Linux is already inbuilt this virtual IO drives, so you don't need to manually install it. And it also have a 95% of the bare metal performance. And also we suggest install this Git 2 for the Linux, and allows the ZStack to obtain the monitoring intervention inside of the virtual machine. But also ZStack also will obtain the monitoring information from the hypervisor. But for internal, it's more accuracy. So I will demo this process. So first things, we already have a vCenter environment here. So to add a vCenter is very simple here. Just import this domain, username, and password, and click OK. And then we do some data synchronizations. And when this is finished, we can go to the migration service. Of course, you can check the informations for your vCenter information here, like the VM instance and the network volumes, image, and also the events. And then we go to the migration service. The first thing is we need to add a V2V host. It's one of the here we choose the VMware, and just choose one of the computer nodes you add it. So here we already have a covered host here, so we can need to add another one. So we go to V2V migration. So we create a V2V job. Just give a name, test the source platform is VMware, and choose the our conversion host, and choose the vCenter cluster, and select one virtual machine. Just hold down. Okay, so here we choose this test. Then we do the destination for the ZStack. So we choose the ZStack cluster and the ZStack storage and onboard the compression mode. And next, we configure the network. So this is the ZStack destination network. We can maybe the public network. Yeah. Configure ZStack network. Then configure the here we can start the VM after migration and use the same address, and then we can give the instance name, maybe the migration test. Okay, so next let's preview all the configuration here and click OK. Okay, so I think that because the network information, yeah, it's because the network network issue, we can use the same IP address because the IP address did not seem in the VMware and the ZStack. I choose the job again. Okay. Primary storage. And next network configuration, public network. Okay, so we would not use the same IP address at Mac. Okay. So you can see the, yeah, so ZStack will automatically to do the migration, and once the migration is done, it will automatically to build this virtual machine on the ZStack compute node. Okay, that's all. Let's move to this QA sessions. So let's maybe let's check some how is fair. Let's check what is going on. Maybe some. So if you some failures, you can check the information here. I think because the okay, because the I think this resource is not, there is not enough resources in our migration service. Yeah, because it's demo environment, it already run too much virtual machines. Okay, let's check some questions. All right, so let's go to the QA sessions. Do you guys have any questions? So I can answer it here.
Thank you very much for the great presentation and the detailed one. Have got several questions before, and we were trying to answer back. Maybe if you can maybe also show, it will be good to demonstrate how it's possible to customize or white labeling the interface if you, for example, telco provider, you need to sell the services to your customers.
Okay, yeah, so to customize the interface, very simple. So first, you go to the settings and the theme and the appearance. So you can first provide some inbuilt theme here. So you can choose what color you like. And then you can change the title. For example, the Chinese version or the English version. So maybe we can change it to maybe FG Cloud. Okay, so then you can welcome to FG Cloud and perform and and also FG Cloud, and also you can upload your own logo here. So I did not have a logo now, so just change the names. Okay. Oh, so let's log out. So you can find this actually the title is has been changed. So welcome to FG Cloud. And once you upload your own logo, the logo also will be changed. And also this this logo also will be changed. So this is how to customize this stack. Yeah, it's very simple.
And also I want to add that we are working on localized to the Russian also, so it will be coming in the future soon.
Yeah.
So I will switch to the Russian and maybe ask questions in the Russian and then go return it to you. У нас как бы сессия вопросов-ответов. Если есть дополнительные вопросы, прошу задавать их в чат. Вот, если есть вопросы какие-то более подробные, которые мы не ответили, то тоже давайте, не стесняйтесь. У нас как бы вот есть целых 14 минут для этого, если вопросы остались. Если мы чего-то не осветили, то мы готовы также это осветить.
Да, здравствуйте. Вот есть один вопрос у нас.
Угу.
Дмитрий из Талмера по поводу облачных имиджей. Ну, я могу, в принципе, напрямую, да, Джеймсу задать.
Давай. Если хочешь на английском, пожалуйста. Это
ну, как удобно,
только
если может.
Говорите медленнее, чтобы как бы это, то есть понятно, что все мы не говорим по-английски.
Ну, я сейчас тогда по-русски там обрисую, да, ситуацию. Мы на самом деле уже тестируем ну, небольшую инсталляцию, да, ZStack у себя. И ну, некоторые сценарии пытаемся отработать. Ну, первый вопрос, да, это нам нужна лицензия, действительно, потому что у нас как бы всего одна нода в кластере. И второе, что нам...
sales.gts.ru, и мы вам поможем.
А я отправил уже запросы и через их онлайн-сайт. Там,
неважно, куда угодно, да.
Ну, в общем, запрос уже сделан, да. Вот. И второй момент, мы пробуем там развернуть Cloud имиджи, это которые... Ну, у CentOS там есть специальные имиджи, подготовленные через со встроенным Cloud Init, которые получают там, ну, в общем, юзер-дату, да, через определенный IP-шник. Вот, и с этим у нас небольшие проблемы возникли. Ну, вот я сейчас обрисую, да, постараюсь, Джеймсу.
Ну, давайте попробуем, да.
Okay, James, we have one question about the deployment of ZStack, test deployment. We actually already deployed the simple environment in our lab, and one compute node and one management node.
Yep.
And we have tested some deployment of instances, and we have some issues with cloud images.
Okay.
It's about CentOS images, for example, or Debian image, cloud image, for example. So if we deploy it in a flat network with a DHCP internal, it's worked fine, and we get user data, for example, SSHK or host name, or another user data we provided via setup, instance setup. But if we deploy the instance in the public network, which are underlaying the L2 network with VLANs, we can get the user data from IP address after we deploy the cloud image. So the cloud image always deployed with localhost host name, and we can log in via console.
Okay. So it's a problem. The problem is when you deploy the virtual machine, by using the public cloud, public network, you have a trouble to log in the console, right?
Yeah.
So I think the is let me check. So this is problem to open this console, right?
No. Console is opening and we see the screen login shell, but but when we deploy the instance, we provide the user data. For example, root password.
Okay.
Or SSH key.
Metadata server is not available. Just
Yes.
if they use
Metadata
the different network setup.
Okay, I understand. I understand your problem. So, I think the problem is when you do the image template, you did not delete some information like the network UUID or kind of this information. So, for this, we provide a tutorial to how to prepare a template for the CentOS, for the Linux and the Windows. You can download this tutorial in our website. It can ask you to how to prepare this virtual machine template to avoid this issues. So because sorry for my network issues to access to this our tutorial. Yeah, so
thank you, James. It's quite understandable answer, and we will provide the data back to guys with how to make the images with this right metadata script installed or cloud init script installed.
Yes, the problem is because when you install the operating system, some hardware information has been write into the Linux configurations. So once you configure it as a template, then at the time you both a virtual machine, and the hardware actually the UUID actually is changed, so it will not recognize the some hardware. So this is a problem. So but we provide the guide how to avoid this this issue. Don't worry, yeah.
Oh, okay, so we don't need to make some customization in the image. We just downloading the cloud image of CentOS or Debian, for example, and try to deploy the VM instance. And on last step, when we deploy the instance, we have some input fields to paste the user data, or for example, root password or SSH key. This SSH key and root password need to be transferred to this cloud image after this cloud image is deployed and started. And it works only for flat networks with DHCP. If we deploy this instance in a public network with external DHCP, for example, this user data is not passed to this VM, and VM is booting with local host name, for example, with no SSH case and with not changed root password.
Okay, so I think it's a problem for the first. I think you need to install the ZStack, for example, here. You need to install the. Let me check.
So if you have the in resource center network resources and open the L2 networks.
Yes, for when you do the template, if you want to have this user data insert features, so the first you need to install the Git tools here. You must install this tools to the virtual machine when you do the template. So this agent is a feature allows you to insert some user data to the virtual machine. I think this is a problem.
So we already downloaded the CentOS cloud image, did not install it, these tools in this image, just deploy it as is, and it works in flat network, but not works in public network.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I think okay.
Mm-hmm. And if you go to resource center,
Mm-hmm.
network resources, and L2 networks, can you go to this menu right now?
Okay, layer 2
Yes.
network.
Okay, L2 network, and you can select any network. For example, click on any network.
Okay.
And no, not this network, please.
Can you?
Some I have some.
Actually, guys, let's not troubleshoot online, but
Yes, okay.
the problem is understandable, and I believe something going wrong with the guest tools. We need to check it out. What is guest tools installed in your images? Because of guest tools as an agent, have to talk to the server installation and have an interaction. In the flat network, it works. In public, not, but I believe we need to understand the certain connection to your public network and how to do it, and some more details, I believe. And let's discuss those details in more details
Okay.
in email or in the chat or something like.
Okay. Anyway, we need a license, which we requested already, and we now we.
Yes, sure. If you send emails, we will provide you details, and we will provide details about you to the guys according to our procedure. Okay.
Also, we need some technical contacts which we have to address our questions on email or call, and outside this session.
For now, let's use ZStack of gts.ru, and we will redirect you to needed or create a needed group for that.
Okay. Yeah, we also have this technical support center, and it provide some simple, provide some KB here. You also can, yeah, search, yeah,
something publicly already available.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No worries.
Any other question, guys? Еще вопросы, комментарии по функционалу?
Вопрос еще пришел, Евгений Александрович.
We have a new question in the chat about the backup solution for ZStack. Is it glance functionality, or we do something? What is available and what is behind?
Okay, so our backup solution have two modules. The first is a backup for virtual machine and the volumes, and also we can backup the ZStack database. And second, we have backup for is a CDP. CDP is continued data protection. It can and for both of these servers is developed by our own team. It's not based on the OpenStack glance. And for the backup, it can back up the data to a local backup server, and also it can back up to a remote backup server. And this remote backup server, it can be in your maybe your DR cluster, and there is a DR ZStack, and the DR ZStack can take over this remote backup. So once maybe this local your production environment is failure, and you can recover this virtual machine from the DR ZStack. And also for the CDP, CDP is can backup instance, and the minimum is we can do it is recover point in the 1 second. So which means if your virtual machine has some issues, for example, they have the ransom virus, you can choose any recover point of time to recover virtual machine. And also even the virtual machine is failure, it cannot boot up. We also can find back your file from the backup data. So this is the two backup features provided by ZStack. Of course, we support incremental backup and also the full backup and a lot of backup schedules, yeah, and policies.
And I realized also in Russian. Самое главное, что вот все, что стоит из cloud, это не OpenStack, мы не используем OpenStack компоненты. Есть, понятно, то есть Linux kernel, есть библиотеки как libvirt, KVM и так далее, то есть это все переиспользуется, но это собственное решение с собственными скедулерами и всем остальным. То есть это не, ну, как бы, то есть можно сказать, что ZStack Cloud делал функциональность, похожую на VMWare, то есть только с использованием и переиспользованием открытых компаний. I just said that ZStack Cloud is not an OpenStack, and we do not use OpenStack components. Just taking the low-level libraries like KVM and libvirt and other libraries available and make the same functionality like VMware has, or even more. Вопросы, questions?
Скажите, пожалуйста, а в качестве вот бэкэпа можно подцепить там какой-нибудь внешний софт типа Vim там, или там нет бэкапа там, или там, не знаю, там нетворкера какого-нибудь?
Is it possible to use as a backend for the backup job Vim or other providers available on the market? James?
Hello, can you repeat again? Sorry.
The question comes, is it possible to use Vim or other available on the market backup backends to use it together with ZStack?
Okay, so for ZStack, now I think for third-party backup solution have two backup methods. The first method is directly use the ZStack API to do the backup, and the second is directly to communicate the virtual machine, which is install an agent in a virtual machine and do the backup. So for the first method, we only support some backup software in China, and we did not integrate some backup software like the Vim and or another international well-known backup software. And for the second, of course, you can install an agent to ZStack virtual machine and do the backup.
Thank you for the question, for the answer.
Простите, я не совсем понял то, что вот ответили на вопрос, если кто-нибудь может перевести.
Давай я переведу, то есть ну, варианта два всегда, да, то есть с использованием API, первый вариант, как объяснил Джеймс, с использованием API zCloud, вот, и второй это агентская схема, то вы можете поставить агенты прям в...
Агент не интересует, это да, имеется в виду отливать виртуальные машины.
Вот, схема с API, сделать интегрирование с API, поддержки Vim и всех перечисленных нет, есть только пока какой-то провайдер внутри китайский, который, я думаю, нам тоже неизвестен. То есть, ну, то есть пока, если требуется использование Vim, то это агентская схема.
Ну, то есть фактически нет поддержки.
Нет поддержки API zCloud, да, то есть со стороны Vim и так далее.
То есть любой вменяемый СРК, вот, которая сейчас существует на рынке, ее поддержки нет, я правильно понимаю, да?
Да, получается так.
Так и есть, да. Ну, то есть, как бы, она на рынке тоже, как бы, нет.
А еще один вопрос можно тогда? Вот если мы там, допустим, какие-то у нас вопросы, сложности, да, есть, которые не покрыты вот technical support, на котором, ну, указали, да, там KB и все остальные документации, мы не можем найти ответ на свой вопрос. Каким образом мы можем протестировать, да, среду или куда обратиться, если мы не можем найти ответа на свой вопрос?
Смотрите, то есть все очень просто, да, то есть тут как раз мы для этого делаем технику вебинар, да, то есть здесь все есть, кто присутствует с нашей стороны. Я вам советую, если есть какие-то вопросы, да, то есть или вопросы, мы вот это собираем, это не работает, посылать на ZStack в GTS.ru, мы сделаем соответствующие рабочие группы где-нибудь в Телеграме и будем это дело обсуждать. Вот, понятно, с вовлечением вендора, с вовлечением нужных людей со стороны вендора, потому что вендор тоже достаточно большой и разношерстный, то есть и все Джеймс, естественно, решить не может. Я переведу тоже для ребят на звонке. So the question comes, if something is not covered in the KB, how they can solve the complicated questions, and I have an answer that they are welcome to send a letter to us. We will create the needed POC groups in the chat window or in Telegram or something like, and try to answer, to our best to answer back their questions and involve everybody needed from the vendor side to be able to rightly answer to the certain question.
Okay, so for the first question, have there been implementation in the telecom? We have a lot of cases in telecom. So one of the biggest customer is China Telecom. You know, all we know the China Telecom is the biggest ISP in the world, and they also is our stockholder of the ZStack. And we have Telecom use ZStack as their own public cloud solution called eCloud. And also in the other regions in the world, we also have a lot of telecom customers to use ZStack as a local public cloud solutions. And second, what is separate platform have been for top of the on top of this stuff? I'm not quite understand what is the meaning of the second question.
I believe it is more for the billing or something, how you can manage all the customers if you provide the public services.
Okay, so to provide the public cloud solutions, actually we have two solutions. One solution is now we have working with the AliCloud. They have a product called CRM. So in the it's AliCloud provided by AliCloud actually. So in the CRM, it can provide a public cloud portal to the end user. So it totally looks like a Google Cloud or AWS the portal. And it can do the talent management or the billing and the payment gateway, all these features. So this is one solution. Another solution is just to use the ZStack inbuilt talent management and the billing features. So just introduce first, you can use our enterprise and management features here to manage your talent here. And do some like the servers and the process management or the service catalog. And then we inbuild the billing management, and you can bound the different billing to the different tenants. And for our price list, we support the CPU, memory, and the volumes, also the GPU and the vGPU and the network, and also elastic bare metal. And also the symbol, the current symbol, we can change it to the Russian money. Yeah. This answer your question.
In the chat. Евгений.
Поддержит ли встроенное так решение по резервному копированию консистентный бэкап BD? So the questions, other questions come for the internal backup tool in a ZStack cloud. Do we support consistent backup for the databases?
No, we cannot support the database. We only provide a hypervisor level backup for VM and volumes. If you need to do the application backup, you need to use another backup software.
Okay. Any other questions? Другие вопросы?
Коллеги, позвольте еще вопрос. Заявлен функционал катастрофоустойчивости, что виртуальные машины могут быть перезапущены в другом ЦОДе. Чем достигается репликация данных для виртуальных машин? Это какое-то средство платформы, там аналог Sphere Replication, или на уровне SHD, SDS?
The good question comes about the high availability mode with 2 data centers. How we replicate data for the VM? Is it something internal mechanism or via the SAN provider? Can you explain more how we replicate data between the data centers for the HA or high availability mode inside of the kind of use case?
Okay, so our active data centers data replication it relies on the storage replication. So it needs the storage to do the replication. So for the one solutions is we use the SDS. It can be safe. So safe can have this data replication features cost to data center. So we have a success case, a lot of customer case in China. We use the safe to do the active data center. Another solutions use the SAN storage for some vendors and like Huawei's Ocean Store. I know they have features to do the storage replication across the 2 data center. So if they have storage have replicate or the single or the monitoring or the synchronized, we can realize this active data center. Another solutions that we will support in maybe in the end of this year is we will introduce features just like the VM replication. So it will be a VM virtual machine based replication solutions. So in that solutions we can create a replication based on the virtual machine and replicate this virtual machine to another database, just like VM replication, and but it will have maybe 7 or 8 or 10 minutes differences across the 2 data center because it's a VM based, it's a hypervisor level replication, not a storage level replication.
Okay, thank you.
А если мы говорим про CEF, то это некий единый кластер, растянутый на 2 цода, или в каждом из цодов свой отдельный кластер CEF и между ними репликация?
If you're talking about the CEF storage, is it one cluster that stretched to the two data center, or it's two clusters with replications?
Sorry, could you repeat again? So I didn't.
I say that if we're talking about the internal storage for the thief, and is it one cluster that stretched to the data center, two data centers, or it's several clusters that replicated between each other?
So actually, it's two cluster. It's a two cluster for the thief. And for the safe replication across the two cluster. So first, you must put safe cluster in, for example, this for the data center A, cluster A, and then put another safe cluster in this ZStack cluster B, and do it's called the safe extension cluster features. It's a safe extension cluster features, and you must put another MON, which is the safe monitor node in the third part data center, and the copy, the data copy must be four copies. So this is how to do the storage replication based on the safe. But for the SAN, but for the SAN, it's much simpler.
Yeah, sure. Because we support fiber channel storages like Huawei Ocean Store or other, it can be easier to do it on the SAN storage.
Yeah.